Okay, so what we're going to do now is just show you how to delete manufacturer and group leads from the Enquiry Max system. So what we're largely referring to are these just down here: manufacturer leads, group leads, which come into Enquiry Max from Rapid Response, the dealer's website, or from our brand partners. They would effectively be manufacturer leads. Now, for various reasons, we may find that we need to delete unactioned leads for all sorts of reasons, which is explained in a separate video. So I'm actually going to go straight to the live system here, where I'm going to just show you, some of the possible problems that can stop you from deleting one of these leads. And also just how to fix that. So what we can see here is a sales executive called Audrey, and she's been given 3 customers up here, and for whatever reason we want to start deleting these or removing them from the system because they're showing as overdue. But she's already progressed these separately by setting them up individually. Shouldn't have been done that way. I'm just pretending, obviously, but in effect all we need to do is just to make sure that we get them cleared down so that we have no overdue or sort of leads that require, that are unactioned. The way in which we're going to do that is quite straightforward. You go to this customer here, Mr. Goras, and you'll see here that it has a minus sign on it. That means take the lead back from the salesperson because it is not actioned. So I just need to give that one click as such, and then what you will see is that it's now gone back. There we are. So Goras is back there now, and you can see that that would then allow me to then issue it to another salesperson, because assuming that this person hadn't dealt with it. But if they have and we want to delete it from the system, all we would in effect do is just click on this red here, this little red X, and it will delete it completely out of Enquiry Max. In fact, what it would actually do is, if I do that now, it's just going to go to the top and it will say what reason you're wanting to reject this. I'll just put here it was a duplicate lead even though it wasn't, and I'll save that. Now if we go to the bottom, you'll see that that ultimately is now completely disappeared. So you would just repeat that process for all of them. Take it back if it's been unactioned, and then just delete it from the system. Or if you want to reallocate it, you can just do that accordingly. Now, occasionally you will go up to a customer like Mr. Taylor here, and you'll take that one back. So I'm going to give that a little click, and it didn't take it back. Let me do it again. Give it a click, and it still will not go back into the system. And that is because the salesperson has already half accepted it. So I'll show you what I mean by Mr. Ahmed, and I do think it's important that you know why this happens so that we can correct salespeople from doing it in future. I'm now actually going to log out of this system, and I'm actually going to log in as that particular salesperson. And then I'm going to sort of show you what they would have done to have stopped it from being taken back earlier on. So I'm going to go in. I'm now that salesperson, Audrey, and it says leads there. I'm going to click on leads, and you can see here that I've been given these leads. One of them is Mr. Taylor, and the other one is Mr. Ahmed. Well, you can see here that they've accepted Mr. Taylor, but they've not set up an inquiry, and that's the problem. So Mr. Ahmed, I'm going to accept this guy here right now. Okay, and I'm going to continue with that. I'm then going to set it up as a new customer. I'm just going to pick an address. I'm going to put in some pretend telephone numbers, and I'm also going to put in a number of email pieces of information, and now I'm going to click next. I'm now going to accept all of the GDPR preferences. Yes to all, face to face, I accept that, so it goes in. Okay, now what that means is I have created and accepted that lead as a customer. What I have not done is set up an inquiry. To set up an inquiry, I would need to complete all of this information. I would also need to just confirm that this is the vehicle. Do I want to change that car? and then when I click on that save button, then it attaches this Renault traffic to that particular customer. So I've got the customer and the inquiry set up. That means I've actioned the lead. But what sometimes salespeople do is they go out of this because they get distracted. They go do something else, and then they go straight to customers, and then they just go add new customer, and they start to set up an inquiry and recomplete all the customer details again. Okay, well, what that means is that the lead here on leads has only been half accepted. There is no inquiry that's been set up against them, and that is what is stopping you from taking the lead back. So I'm now going to sign out of this, and I'm going to sign back in as a manager. So now we're back in. I'm now just going to select the dealer that I was in, wherever it is. It should be here somewhere. There it is. Just jump into it. Okay, so I'm now back on the daily log, and I'm going to go to my group leads. And in theory, when you click on Mr. Ahmed, you'll see here I can't take him back, and I can't take him back because I've just half accepted the lead. So how do we get around this problem? Okay, because we need to delete it from the system. Very straightforward. You go up to the top, you click on Tools, you go to Manage Users, give it a click, and you look for the salesperson in the list here. So there's the salesperson, Audrey, and you'll see that she's active. We actually need to go in to edit and deactivate the salesperson. In other words, disable their account. The second you click disable, it says the following: disabling this user will deactivate their profile and send unactioned leads back to the daily log. So that will then allow us to delete it as we should do. So I'm going to click confirm, and people say, well, it still doesn't work when I do that. Well, that's because you still have to go to the bottom and click save just here. So we give a quick save now, and hopefully if I go back to the daily log and I go to my my group leads, then hopefully when I have a little look down here, you can see here that Mr. Taylor and Mr. Ahmed, okay, are now off Audrey. She's not there anymore, right? So I can now just take hold of Peter Taylor, give him a red X, and he's going to say, whoa, 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 do you definitely want to delete it? For what reason? I'll just put here that he already bought, and click a save, go down to the bottom, hey presto, he's gone. That's the process, and you just need to clear that out for all of your unactioned leads, manufacturer and group, so you have a real clean slate, so that every single day in your morning meeting, you know, you're only dealing with live current prospects. Other than that, that's about it, and any queries, just give us a call.